Take two individuals sitting side by side in the same corporate office. They have the same job title, identical education levels, and earn the exact same $80,000 a year. They both carry $20,000 in student loan debt. On this spreadsheet, their financial reality is a perfect mirror of one another, but their daily experience is completely unrecognizable. Person A walks the grocery store aisles for 45 minutes, calculating price per ounce to save 85 cents on generic cereal. Person B uses those same 45 minutes to listen to a technical audiobook on market psychology, grabbing the high-quality food they need without checking the price tags. Mapping their neurochemistry reveals a chasm. Person A experiences a toxic spike of cortisol whenever a colleague is promoted. Their brain perceives the world as a shrinking pie, where every dollar someone else earns is a dollar stolen from their pocket. Person B views capital as a flowing river, their nervous system remaining at peace. Person A is operating through a psychological virus that dictates their every move, regardless of the numbers in their bank account. Welcome back to the 1% Mind. In Phase 2, we have focused on building your financial defense systems, neutralizing the status game and the hedonic treadmill. But if your core programming is corrupted, these defense systems will eventually fail. To fix the system, we have to look at the biological cost of how you think about money. Economists Sendhil Mullainathan and Eldar Shafir spent years studying the cognitive effects of poverty, looking for the biological reason behind poor financial decision-making. They focused on executive function, your brain's cognitive RAM. This is the processing power required for long-term planning, emotional regulation, and complex problem-solving. When you are stressed about rent or medical bills, your brain runs a massive background program focused entirely on survival. This program aggressively consumes your cognitive RAM, leaving almost nothing left for the high-level processing needed to actually build wealth. The researchers found proof of this by testing sugarcane farmers in India, who received their entire annual income in one lump sum after harvest. This means these farmers experience intense financial scarcity right before the harvest and significant financial abundance right after harvest. When given IQ tests, farmers scored significantly lower during scarcity. Once financial pressure was removed post-harvest, scores skyrocketed, a difference of 14 IQ points. This proves scarcity causes intellectual impairment, the biological equivalent of navigating the economy legally drunk. This suggests that wealth is not merely a figure on a balance sheet. It is the neurological operating system you use to process reality. You aren't making bad decisions because you lack intelligence. You are making them because the scarcity tax has bankrupted the bandwidth you need to see the opportunities around you. This depletion of RAM leads to a secondary symptom, the tunneling effect. If your kitchen is on fire, your brain aggressively filters out every piece of information in the universe except the flames. You don't notice the garden needs watering or the hallway needs paint. You have entered a cognitive tunnel, leading to the neglect of the periphery. In a financial context, this means you become hyper-focused on surviving Tuesday, making you completely blind to long-term leverage. This is why someone will take a grueling 80-hour-a-week toxic job just to extinguish a credit card bill. They see the immediate cash, but the tunnel prevents them from seeing the cost. 10 years later, they have survived the immediate fires, but their health is destroyed, their family is estranged, and they are still trading their time for dollars because they never looked at the periphery to build scalable assets. Elite thinkers architect their lives to stay out of the tunnel. They know that massive wealth is created exclusively by having the bandwidth to look up, survey the landscape, and plan for the decade instead of the day. Surviving the short-term emergency is often the very thing that guarantees the destruction of your long-term wealth. To fix this, we have to look at the source code that installed this scarcity virus in the first place. From birth until the age of 7, your brain is a sponge, absorbing the psychological reality of the adults around you without any critical filters. Growing up in the middle class means a daily bombardment of scarcity. You heard, "Money doesn't grow on trees," and "We can't afford that." Your amygdala hardwired a terrifying association, fusing capital with anxiety. Your subconscious blueprint now believes money is fundamentally dangerous. This is why people self-sabotage. When you finally earn a surplus, your brain panics because it doesn't fit your childhood blueprint. It forces you to spend that money on liabilities just to return to the familiar, safe baseline of struggling. This blueprint relies on the belief that the economy is a zero-sum game, a single, finite pizza. In this view, if someone else takes a slice, there is less for you. This creates envy and a drive to hoard knowledge. But the reality of the 1% is that the economy is an infinite bakery, constantly building new pies. Wealth isn't just transferred, it is created out of thin air. When new value is generated, the entire ecosystem expands. As long as you believe wealth is a finite resource you have to fight for, your neurochemistry will keep you trapped in the tunnel. Rewriting this code and buying back your 14 IQ points requires a shift in how you allocate your attention. Most people spend their bandwidth optimizing expenses, clipping coupons, and tracking every cup of coffee. This is a finite game. If you make $5,000 a month, the most you can ever save is $5,000. You must redirect that neurotic energy away from pennies and toward the infinite game of increasing your earning potential. Stop asking how to cut $50 from your budget. Ask what high-leverage skill will increase your monthly income by $5,000. Next, you must remove the background survival program by building slack into your life. A highway running at 100% capacity isn't efficient, it's a traffic jam. One car tapping its brakes causes a cascading collapse. To move fast, you need empty space. You need slack. You need a 6-month liquid reserve of your survival expenses. This is not an emergency fund. It is your cognitive bandwidth purchasing fund. Knowing that money is there powers down the amygdala. It stops the background panic and gives you the breathing room required to think laterally and take the asymmetric risks that lead to massive wealth. Finally, you must override the biological spike of jealousy you feel when others succeed. When Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook, he didn't steal billions from the middle class. He created an entirely new network of value that didn't exist before. Success like this is proof that the bakery is expanding. You must leave the environments where people complain about the wealthy and find the rooms where people discuss ideas and leverage. You cannot heal in the same toxic environment that infected you. The universe is not running out of capital or ideas. The only truly finite resource is your biological time. In our next video, we investigate why the brain violently demands immediate rewards and the specific ways elite performers bypass those impulses to build over years of silence. If you are ready to step into abundance, hit the like button, subscribe to the 1% Mind, and share this with someone talented who is currently paralyzed by anxiety. Stop surviving the tunnel. Start architecting the periphery. I will see you in